Hello everybody, Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online Shadowbringers. In the last episode, we ran through the side quest line, dealing with the acting mayor of Wright and her father's friend, who she was trying to get to become the new permanent, or rather the new mayor of the town. And kind of going through all the various tragedies that they and their families had suffered as a result of a Sin Eater attack a year ago, and kind of helped the guy work through all of that. And he eventually decided that, he was going to go ahead and, take the job as mayor. So that's good. And they're going to try and see if they can get the old brewing industry back up and running. See if they can't improve things around the town. So, after all that, we headed back over to Gate Town, met with the jesters again, who were in fact looking for an artist, as expected. Alphino presented himself, and the paintbrush we got from the former artist to prove his claim, and then, he said that we are his assistant and he needs us to join along, and so both of us were granted access to the city. We went through immigration, where we were informed that we had a rather foul odor about us, so we had to go clean. Got that all taken care of, and now we are ready to head into the city proper and meet our new patrons, the Chais. So, that's what we're going to go ahead and do. And as you can see, I am wearing some new clothes. Decided to throw something on that would be more appropriate for the environment, rather than my traveling gear. Something that looks more the part. So, let's go ahead and head up into the city, and see what's going on. So they said that there are 3 layers to the city. The first, there's that lower layer where immigration is, and then this one is kind of where the headquarters of the military, Eulmore military, is. So I guess this is the barracks. There does appear to be an Aethernet shard there. We'll go ahead and grab that while we're down here. Looks to be a brig. So, yep, definitely looks like a barracks. So I said that we need to go all the way up to the next level, which is kind of where all the residents hang out. So we'll go ahead and do that. The canopy. Now, it's not going to let me use the aetheryte here. According to the message engraved in the base, special permission is required to use this aetheryte. Alright. So we don't have special permission to use the aetheryte then. Alright, so there is Dulia Chai, our new patron, and Chai-Nuz. So let's go ahead and introduce ourselves.
Oh, who's this then?
Lord and Lady Chai, pray forgive our intrusion. I am given to understand you were in search of an artist.
Ah, you must be the new,
Oh, goodness me. What an adorable boy. That silken hair, those pearly cheeks, oh, and you even smell wonderful, like a bed of flowers. I approve of this one, dearest. I am positive he will paint us the most delightful pictures.
yes. Well, as long as he paints better than that talentless wretch we sent packing last week.
Wonderful, wonderful. Welcome to Eulmore.
Alphino, if it please you, my lady. And this is my assistant.
Your assistant? I've heard of folk bringing in family members, but this seems a bit irregular. Aren't you a little young to have a protege?
We are family in all but name, my lord. Though we share no blood, we have stood by each other through life's many challenges, resolved to prevail together or not at all. Of all people, 'tis she who best understands my work. With her unique insight guiding my hand, the art I create is sure to satisfy your expectations. Once the picture is begun, of course, I shall have no need of constant encouragement. And so I wondered, rather than her being in your way, might it then be permissible for my assistant to explore the city she has so longed to see? Out of gratitude for her priceless contribution to my art, I thought it only fair that I make this humble request on her behalf.
Oh, did you ever hear of such devotion? Of course your assistant must have her wish. She shall be free to roam to her heart's content. Isn't that right, darling?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course, dearest. Quite right.
Alright, so we are allowed to roam at our leisure. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and talk to Alphino first. Alphino would send you into the city to explore. Now, is this new gear? No, still old gear. Alright, now you've the opportunity to experience Eulmore. I suggest you make the most of it. Explore the city top to bottom. In other words, I would start with the canopy and go from there. Try wandering around the market stalls, mayhap. Such places are usually filled with colorful characters, only too eager to share local gossip with a friendly visitor. I would appreciate it, of course, if you could share any discoveries with me in turn. We should both learn as much as possible about our new place of residence. Very well. Okay, so I guess we have a first stop over here. An amiable maiden. Alright. Oh, hello there. A fresh register, are we? You seem a little lost. Well, it is lovely to make your acquaintance. Speaking of acquaintances, you wouldn't happen to have run into my attendant on your wanderings, would you? Big, strong lad, long hair, tied back. He was escorting me on a shopping errand when I realized I dropped my handkerchief, and now I've been waiting here all alone while he's been off searching for it. I'm not terribly fond of being alone. If you do see him, I would be obliged if you could pass on this message. Forget the silly handkerchief and return to my side at once. Very well. We need to search for this attendant, then. Okay, then. Somewhere in this area. Okay. Probably not back downstairs. Well, looks like we found him. And, it seems he needs some assistance. Don't want to find him washed up on the beach. Wicked White, I was too close. Thank you, friend. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't come along. I was trying to rescue my lady's handkerchief, you see. The wind must have blown it over the edge, but luckily it caught on something. I thought if I could just stretch out far enough... you must think highly of your mistress. Be polite. She is my entire world. Without her, I am nothing. When I first came to Eulmore, I thought only of improving my lot in life. But there was so much more to this city than wealth and plenty. There is no war here, no conflict. The residents all treat each other with warmth and respect. My mistress has ever been so kind to me. I can think of no other place in Eorzea where I could possibly be happier. Sorry, I might have gotten a bit carried away. I find it hard to stop when I start counting my blessings these days. Please, you should come with me to meet my lady. When she hears of your deed, you'll be witness to her generosity firsthand. What? Lonely, you say? Curse my clumsy feet. I must return to her immediately. Very well. Let's return to the amiable maiden and her ardent attendant. Right. My attendant told me everything. I'm so very grateful you were there to offer your assistance. Let's see. You value him highly, then. As if he were a member of my own family. I could not live the wonderful life I lead without him. We free citizens owe the bonded our unending gratitude. It may happen in other society. Our different standing would breed prejudice or resentment, but in Eulmore, a most glorious measure is in place to avert such unpleasantness. Part of that measure requires that the free surrender their fortunes. Upon registration, all of our property, financial, intellectual, or otherwise, is given over to the city. In exchange, we are provided with ample funds and commodities to live a life of pampered luxury. Being liberated from the concern of earning coin is an almost miraculous effect, or has an almost miraculous effect on the people's outlook. There are no rivals to compete against, only fellow residents with whom to enjoy our tranquil existence. Now, if you'll excuse us, I must see what the markets have to offer as a reward for the return of my handkerchief. Oh, and I have not forgotten you, of course, our courageous messenger turned rescuer. Interesting. Alright. The downside of that is that you are then utterly dependent on those in power. Alright, all this talk of relying on the bonded, I haven't given a thought as to what your duties might be. I hope I haven't interrupted your work unduly. A tour of the city, is it? Then you must really visit the beehive. It's always buzzing with activity. Local humor. Anyway, a lady by the name of Tista B usually has her seat near the entrance. She will gladly speak with you on any number of topics, assuming you find yourself on her good side. Alright, the beehive. Let's go investigate. Oh, it's this place. Well, okay then. Alright, Tista B. Welcome to the Beehive, my little drone. Seeking the sting of excitement to liven up your day? I can tell at a glance when folks are new to our happy colony. It's the nervous fluttering, you see, always gives them away. Why don't we play some cards and situate ease, eh? A quick game of high or low. It's simply a matter of guessing who has the bigger hand. If you win, I'll grant you a single favor, within reason, of course. Interested? Alright then. Ready for a game of high or low, then? I already know the rules, but we'll go over them. So, we need to decide whether the total of our 3 cards is higher or lower than the total of the opponent's. The deck holds 9 cards. The pictures printed there on representing the numbers 1 through 9. Each number appears only once in the deck, so there are no repeats. If you guess correctly, you win the match. If both totals are the same, then another hand is dealt. Alright. Alright, 3 cards for you, 3 cards for me. You flip 1 of yours over, and I flip 2 of mine. Alright. So she has the 5 and the 6. I have the 8. Ooh. The 9 could be in here. But then it'd have to be something less than 5. So worst case, it would be the 9 and the 4. Which would give me 17, 21. 5 and 6 is 11, and the most in that situation you could have would be the 3. I'm gonna call high. I have 14. She has 12. I win. Excellent. Congratulations, your guess was right. Usually I'd concede defeat at this point, but what'd you say to a rematch? 1 more win, and we'll talk about that favor. Alright then, 1 more match. Okay. Let's see what we've got. The 2 and the 6, I have the 7. I'm going to call high again. And got it. Alright, well, would you look at that? I think you've got a knack for this, newcomer. Congratulations, victory is yours, as is the prize I promised. Alright, come whisper in my ear then. Don't be shy. Tell old Tista what she can do for you. That's all. How delightfully wholesome. But if knowledge is what you want, then that is what you shall have. In my humble estimation, the most wondrous thing about this town is how safe we are from the Sin-Eaters. They say Lord Vothru was born with the power to command them, which means no Eulmore need ever raise a weapon in defense of the city. Was that the kind of thing you wish to know? If your itch still needs scratching, you might get a few words out of a Tharn over there. There's not that merry sot likes more than the sound of his own voice. Okay. A Tharn, then. So Vothru has the power to command Sin-Eaters? Interesting. Was that new to Eulmore, you say? You only just arrived and you're already looking to peel away the layers of mystery? Oh, I'm all for chatting, but you need to slow down and enjoy life, my friend. I tell you what, you hop up on stage and give us a dance first, then we can have our little talk. Really? Alright then, I'll oblige. Alright, so go to the point and do the dance emote. Very well. That's the way, dance like there's no tomorrow. Well, there might be. Alright. Sufficient. Whew, now that was a show. You're welcome to clamber up on stage anytime you like. So, what was it you wanted to ask me? Ah, yes, something about our fair city. Well, I can tell you it wasn't always so peaceful as it is today. The Eulmore army may be the very essence of military might, but even our forces saw grievous losses in the war against the Sin Eaters. Things changed for us, around 20 years ago, when the old ruler's son came to power. He's got this way with the Eaters, you see. Turns them docile as house cats. I wouldn't be exaggerating to say they've become something of an ally to Eulmore. No longer an enemy to be feared. And yet elsewhere, there are still fools who insist on fighting their losing battles. Pah! A toast to Lord Vothry. You've gained a preliminary sense of the city. The Chais and Alphino will be expecting your return. So they consider the Sin Eaters their allies? Well, that's going to be a problem. Alright, well, let's return back to Dulia Chai and see how Alphino is doing. I don't see him, so... Oh, you've returned from your jaunt around the city so soon? You needn't have hurried back. Young Alphino has yet to put brush to canvas. One cannot rush good art, I'm told, or good artists, apparently. Ah, finally. New duds. I put together an ensemble out of the garments you chose. Is this satisfactory? Oh, goodness gracious me. That last outfit was precious, but this makes you look positively dashing. You're truly a handsome boy. However am I to decide? What happened to painting? Exactly. The lad is an artist, dearest, not a dress-up doll. It's about time we set him to work for the reason we called him here. Must we? I do love a good painting, but I thought since we were enjoying ourselves so thoroughly... Well, I'd not... As I say, as long as you... just make sure you give the lad time to prepare. We know who'll be upset if he's not ready to paint at a moment's notice. Whatever you say, darling. So, shall we pick out some jewelry next? Alright then. Well, I guess he's gonna have to deal with that. Lady Chai has a very particular sense of beauty, and apparently that extends to how I should dress whilst painting. But this obsession of hers works to our favor. The time I spend indulging these distractions is time you can use to continue your explorations. For this excursion, I'd like you to delve into the layer below us and sniff out the military headquarters. or sniff about the military headquarters. I'm sure the understory has its own tale to tell. Alright. So they don't need to fight the Signatures, but still maintain a military. Alright. Well, we're going to go ahead and head on down to the barracks. And see what's down there. Alright, still is indicating that it's below us, so I guess we'll go all the way downstairs. Nobody here has anything for us. Can't get through there. Oh. Weeping Warbler. Hello. You're one of the bonded, aren't you? Like me? Please, I need your help. My throat, I can't sing anymore. I've been making excuses, but it's just not getting any better. If my patron thinks I'm of no use to him, then I need you to seek out to the derelicts and describe my condition to Thoric. Here's a list of symptoms and a hunk of meal to pay for his medicines. Please, I have no one else to turn to. Alright. Well, she's apparently a singer. Alright, we need to head down to the derelicts, which is back outside. And I could have used the Ethernet shard, but didn't think about it. So I did get the one just outside the gate. This one right there. So where are we going? Over there. And there's a shard over there, so that's actually convenient. There's a lot of junk down here. Okay. Here's the guy we're looking for. Thoric. You need medicines? Tonics? Potions? Yeah. A cure for an ailing voice, is it? No medicine will cure this. Methinks your songbird has a lump in her throat. It must be cut out, excised, and even then the voice may never heal completely. Poor little songbird. Will they kick her from the nest, I wonder? Or simply silence her chirps? Oh, your face, you didn't know? Of the many hopefuls who enter the city, very few are ever seen to leave, even as corpses. Oh, you might see one or two fortunate fools hurled from the balconies, but the rest, gone. A town of nightmares it is. Not for this ship's rat. Oh, no, no. I'm content to scurry around down here and nibble on the crumbs which fall from the table. This consultation is over. You have my verdict, and I have my meal. Good day. So, people come in, but they never leave. So, our artist guy was an exception. So, not even as corpses. Interesting. Alright, we are now fully attuned to all the Ethernet shards. Alright, so let's go ahead and head to the mainstay. And let's deliver the news. Did you get my medicine? So that's it? What am I to do if I can't sing? Oh, there you are, my sweet canary. Have you been crying again? Don't tell me your voice is still not on the mend. Oh, generous sir, have mercy. I've done all I can, but even the apothecary said... So you've been suffering all this time? I'm sorry, my pet. I hadn't realized your affliction was this grave. But you needn't fret. I'll not reward your hours of trilling by casting you out into the street. You are too kind, sir. But what use am I if I cannot sing? I fear the day I become more burden to you than treasure. Then I shall have a word with Lord Vothry, and arrange for your ascension. In that paradise where resides neither pain nor illness, will your song ring out clearly once again. Or mayhap you think it a step too far? No, you would do that for me? Of course. Why, I would almost wish to hasten my own ascension, knowing your blessed instrument was waiting there to greet me. Ascension? Oh, you must be a new arrival. Allow me to explain. As all know, the Sin Eaters exist to devour the sinful, but also do they serve to gather the souls of the innocent and shepherd them unto celestial paradise. It is through Lord Vothry that we learn this truth. It is through Lord Vothry's grace that the free people of Eulmore are destined to embrace salvation. We are blessed to spend our days surrounded by love and merriment until at last we are called to our final rapture. Even the bonded may find a place within that host, should their patrons deem them worthy. Lord Vothry truly is a great man, isn't he? Now, if you'll excuse us, we must be on our way. May you find eternal salvation for the compassion you have shown my precious canary. Well, that doesn't sound good. Because we've seen what happens when, what Sin Eaters do to people. And it ain't pretty. Alright, well, let's go back up to, oh yeah, that's right. There is no shard upstairs. Because there's the actual Aetheryte Plaza there, but we can't use it yet. So, Yeah, this place is looking worse and worse. There's definitely something not right going on here. So he's got a sketch going. Not bad. Good to see you back. You were taking so long I began to worry something had happened. I've begun sketching an outline for the portrait, but nay, the chimes appeared otherwise occupied. Will you share what your investigations have gleaned thus far? So, Lord Vothry boasts some manner of influence over the Sin Eaters, does he? That would explain the reverence in which he is held by the citizenry. And as for this ascension business, I cannot help but be put in mind of that apothecary and his ominous remarks. If so many folk have entered the city over the years, then where do they go? Yep. Where do they go indeed? Alright. Often it seems easier to discuss the significance of our discoveries. I take my eye off of you for one moment and you're chatting away with that assistant of yours. Am I to assume the outline is done then? What in the blazes? It's so unflattering. Explain yourself, Alphino. Where is your artistic interpretation? It should evoke images of affluence and nobility, and overwhelm the viewer with its boundless beauty. Lord Chai, you stated this portrait was to commemorate your anniversary. Yours being a joyous union, it seemed to me that a realistic portrayal... Realistic? I don't want realism, I want perfection. A spectacle to slacken jaws and weaken knees. To make people cry out in amazement. Now, fetch a blank canvas and... there's a screaming man. I say, did that come from above? Oh, these two again. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. A tale to make you quiver and your noble blood freeze. There is a villain on the loose, set to ruin our fair city. But our lord has got him now, and his fate will not be pretty. Yes, the hammer of justice is poised to come crashing down, and one and all who'd watch it fall are invited to join his lordship in the offer. A malcontent? How dreadful. And this man is to face sentencing? That's right. In fact, if you're curious, it might be worth you going along for the experience. The offer they mentioned is part of the Emergent, the level above us where Lord Vothry resides. Ordinarily, you would be barred from entering, but it seems they'll be opening its doors for the next little while. The crown lift will take you up there. We had better not dawdle, then. Indeed. Alright. Oh, hold on. It's over here. Ah, lift operator. Yep, we'll proceed.
That's him. That's Vothry. He is attended by sin eaters. But how does he keep them from attacking?
Mercy! Mercy!
By the 12. Kaishia, what happened to you?
Who are these impudent louts? I do not recall requesting their presence.
Lord Vortri, what is the meaning of this? Why is this poor man bleeding to death on your floor?
Why? You ask me why? Because criminals must be punished. And this man is guilty of fraud. He came to us, claiming to be a man of business. Yet his subsequent conduct has shown him to be anything but. Eulmore is a city built on love for one's fellow man. Those who have naught to give and live only to take are a blight upon our society! To atone for this crime, I ordered that he fling himself from the balcony. And he had the temerity to weep. Please, my lord, anything but that. What then is a man of mercy to do? But offer the sinner another way to show his contrition.
Another way? Meaning what exactly?
Sin Eaters are part of Eulmore's society, but they must be fed with ether. Living ether. So, I demanded an offering of flesh, carved by his own hand, from his own hide. And still, he could not do as I asked. A wholly unsatisfactory performance.
It is true that Kaishia won his place here by fraud, but his actions were driven only by a desire to share in your paradise. That you would cast him out I could almost accept, but to humiliate him thus, to demand his very life? Is this truly the way of Eulmore?
Oh, you dim, deluded child. Have you ever paused to consider what it takes to maintain such a paradise in this barren, broken world of ours? The guarantee of safety and stability. The knowledge that if one only abides by the rules, one has naught to fear. I alone can offer these things, for I alone can command the Sin Eaters. And thus am I alone the voice of justice, and any who oppose me, villains to be punished.
And people call this paradise.
You were granted a place in my city for a particular skill. What was it?
Painting.
Oh, an artiste! Then you shall paint a picture for me of Eulmore. If I find your art pleasing, then I may excuse this display of insolence. Who gave you permission to tend to that criminal's wounds? I told you to paint me a picture!
What you need is a mirror, not a painting. It will capture the horror I see before me far better than I ever could. Can you walk?
I think so.
Did that little worm just insult me? I'll kill them! I'll kill them all! I'll enslave their minds! I'll torment them! Torture them! Then tear out their hearts!
Well, we've now met Lord Valthree. Alright. So yeah, that is not a place that is going to help us at all. So, Alphino. Forgive me, in my anger I seem to have marched us back outside, again, though it's probably best we leave the island altogether. I believe we've worn out our welcome in Eulmore. In any case, I've seen enough of the world's self-proclaimed capital city to convince me that our battle against the Sin Eaters will find few allies in Eorzea. I will accompany you back to the Crystarium. We need to regroup and think on our strategy anew. Kaishir, I have done you a grave disservice. You were hungry and desperate, and I offered you a solution without once considering the risks inherent in you accepting it. If I had but known the price you would be made to pay. You gave me everything I needed to make your idea work. It was me who made a mess of things, not you. But even after all the trouble I caused, you stepped in and saved me, and now Lord Valthree wants us all dead. Will not come back with us to the Crystarium. I'm certain we can find work for you there, if you are willing. No, that would be just me leaning on your kindness again. I need to do something. I need to do some thinking. Learn how to stand on my own 2 feet. Very well, but you must promise you'll be careful. The Eulmorans may yet come looking for us. I'll keep my head down, don't worry. And you take care too. Give me the chance to repay what you've done for me. Alphino? Lord and Lady Chai. What in the blazes did you do? They have the entire city looking for you. I took a peek at your unfinished portrait, Alphino. Now, I've had many a beautiful and striking picture painted for me, but there was something about your work. It was as if you had caught the very essence of our love and rendered it naked upon the canvas. It was bold, unflinching, and I adored it. Please, you must come back with us and finish what you began. I will speak with Lord Valthree and vouch for your character. I'm sure we can smooth over any hard feelings. I'm sorry, Lady Chai. There are more important matters to which I must attend. More important? What could be more important than enjoying the days we have left to us to the fullest? Pray press me no further. We are leaving, but I would not presume to take the garments you were so kind as to procure for me. Oh, one moment. I wouldn't hear of it. Keep the clothes, you silly boy, I insist. And I shall make arrangements so that you can pass through the gate without causing a stir. I expect you to come and visit. I will return, I promise you that. The outrage I witnessed must not go unanswered. The next time we meet, I shall be better prepared to confront the corruption which hides behind the glittering facade. So yeah. Valtteri is essentially a dictator of the city. He has basically everyone under his control because they're all completely dependent upon him for everything they have. So they're never going to be able to oppose him. So, I guess we're going to be heading on back to the Crystarium with Alphino. Yep, I got to head back over there. Might as well get my proper attire back on. I can't apply glamour plates here. I'll have to wait till we're back in the Crystarium. Very well then. We'll just teleport over to Stilltide and then teleport back to the Crystarium. I'm running this episode pretty long, but I have some extra time today, so figured I'll just go ahead and keep going. Alright, thank you, my friend, for staying at my side through this whole sordid endeavor. While not quite the joyous outcome I had hoped for, our efforts have nevertheless answered a great many questions. Suffice it to say, our plans for saving the First are unlikely to involve the aid of Lord Valtteri and his subjects. Come, we must speak with the Exarch and chart a new course. This is far from over. Alright, so we are now back in not Eulmore, the Crystarium. And we now need to go ahead and talk to Alphino and Alice in the Ocular, and then proceed on to see what the plan is going to be moving forward. Alright, so we'll go ahead and end this episode here, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.